Let me tell you the story of Maya, a woman whose life journey became a powerful reminder that we are never truly bound by the beliefs of others. That no matter how far we drift from who we are, the way back to ourselves is always available, if only we dare to ask the right questions. Maya came into this world much like all of us do, with pure energy, unlimited potential, and a deep knowing of who she truly was. She wasn't confused, hesitant, or uncertain about her place in the universe. She was vibrant, joyful, and deeply connected to what you might call the inner world, that invisible thread that ties our consciousness to something greater, something eternal. As a child, Maya would spend hours in her backyard, talking to the flowers, dancing to melodies only she could hear, her laughter echoing like music through the trees. She saw magic in puddles, wisdom in clouds, and adventure in every corner of life. You could tell, even then, she hadn't forgotten where she came from. She hadn't yet learned to doubt herself. But like many of us, life began to change as she grew. It wasn't sudden. It was subtle, like a slow dimming of light. It started with gentle corrections. "Don't talk so loud, Maya. That dream is a little too big, sweetheart. Why don't you try to fit in better with the others?" At first, she resisted. Her spirit was still strong. But over time, those outside voices became louder than the quiet knowing within. She learned that approval was earned, that success had to be chased, and that being different could be dangerous. She was praised for coloring inside the lines, for following the rules, for being what others wanted her to be. And bit by bit she turned down the volume on her own voice and turned up the volume on theirs. She traded wonder for discipline, curiosity for obedience, and authenticity for acceptance. As Maya entered adulthood, she did all the things she was told would make her happy. She got the degree. She landed the job. She built the life. From the outside, everything looked perfect. But inside, something was missing. She couldn't quite name it at first. It was just a dull ache, a quiet discontent that followed her even in moments of so-called success, like a whisper that never left her alone. Then one quiet Sunday morning, everything shifted. Maya had been cleaning, folding laundry, checking off boxes, the usual routine. She paused for just a moment, sitting by the window, tea in hand. And for the first time in a long time, she asked herself, "Is this really the life I came here to live?" That one question opened a door. In the weeks that followed, Maya started peeling back the layers of her life. She examined the beliefs she held, tracing each one back to where it came from. And what she found surprised her. So many of her thoughts, fears, rules, and assumptions were never hers to begin with. They belonged to her parents, her teachers, her culture, her past. And so Maya made a decision. She would return to herself, to the essence of who she was before the world told her who to be. She began small. She took 15 minutes each morning to sit in silence, to breathe, to remember. She imagined her body not as something broken or aging, but as vibrant, strong, alive. She saw herself walking freely, laughing openly, dancing again like she did when she was a child. She stopped focusing on what was wrong and started giving her energy to what was possible. She didn't do it to fix herself. She did it to reconnect, to enjoy the act of imagining again. Maya learned something powerful. The law of attraction doesn't respond to what's real in the moment. It responds to the energy you carry, the thoughts you think, and the vision you hold. She realized she had spent years asking for a better life while constantly rehearsing stories of lack, struggle, and pain. So she began telling a new story. Not out loud at first, just in her heart. A story where she was free, aligned, thriving, and little by little her life began to reflect that inner shift. Her body felt stronger, her relationships softened. Opportunities appeared that she couldn't have planned. Her reality began to match her beliefs, because finally her beliefs matched her desires. She no longer needed the world to approve of her choices. She had her own inner compass, and it was finally pointing true north. Maya remembered that she was never meant to live anyone else's version of life, that her only job was to be in vibrational harmony with who she truly was. And as she walked through each day, she carried that knowing like a light inside her. So if you're sitting there listening to this, feeling like you've lost yourself somewhere along the way, let Maya's story be your invitation. You are not bound by other people's beliefs. You never were. You can start again. You can come home to yourself. And when you do, your entire world will begin to change.